Hi there, it's Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here for my October Paper Pumpkin alternates. It was the Nest of Christmas kit, and here is my first alternate that I'm going to do today. We're going to start with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of shaded spruce. Score it at 5 1/2, or just fold it in half and burnish on your score line. I have used the card with the green panel and then this pretty blue one. And this is an extra piece that I had left over from creating the other cards, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. You want to cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to use the window from the blue card, this one here, and on this card I'm using all these pieces. So this card, this piece of the green card, you just want to cut off a little bit from the bottom, and it is 1 1/4 by 4. Okay, so we're going to glue that right onto the green part. Let me get my glue going here. So I'm just going to glue that on after I unclog my glue. Sorry about that. We'll glue that to the front of the green. And since most of it's going to get covered up, we're going to put the pretty side toward the bottom so that depends on your placement, but then that way you can see it better. I have some random blue ribbon, Night of Navy. What's it say? Bordered ribbon. And I'm just going to cut a piece of that. I'm going to tie a knot in the ends. Give them a little shimmy shake around in there. Work that knot around so that the knotty part is on the bottom. Hopefully that's long enough. I'm going to hang it off the side, so I want just a little bit on this side. Right here, because we're going to hang it way over. Let me get that. Hold on. All right, so I want to make sure I had enough that was going to go around the edge. Now, if you can tie it so that the ribbon goes straight up and down, that would be awesome, because that would be a really good way for placement on there. I'm not so sure I'm going to get it to do that. So we're just going to flip it over, and we're going to use some like double-sided tape to hold it down into place while we keep moving with the gluing process. So I'm going to leave that there. Put that around the back. Glue that down and pull this across. Put another piece on there to stick that in place where we want it. And we can finagle that after we get the rest on. So now we're going to take our window and put our window on there. I'm just going to glue it flat because I'm going to pop up the bird in the center. But if you wanted to pop this part up, you could pop this part up. Looks like it's pretty close to center there. Straight up and down. And then once it's where we want it, then we can finagle with our bow if you want to and try and get it to go more up and down. Trim the edges of the bow off. And now we are going to use one of the sprigs from the sheet, this one here. And I have a scrap piece of white and my Memento ink and the bird. I'm just gonna stamp the bird down. So we're gonna make our bird and then we're going to fussy cut him out. So let's So there's a bird. I have some dark real red and some light real red Stampin' Blends. Just gonna go over this real fast. We'll call that good. Then I got a light red. Let's see what we get. Gonna just fill it in. Whoops, I didn't mean to call his eye. Just gonna fill it in. Like so. And then we can come in and go back over our dark areas that we wanted, just to emphasize those a little more. Give them a little bit of shading like that. And we'll pull our light red back in a little bit again. So I also have a light pumpkin pie that I'll do as a little beacon. And I might as well, I'm going to cut his feet off. So that's him. And then now I'm going to pause you while I cut him out. But just go all around the outside of him. And like I said, I cut his feet off. And I'll be right back. All right, so now we've got our bird done. We're going to put a little bit of glue on his body, the bottom of his body, and we're going to pop him up on our sprigs. We're going to kind of put him up a little higher, kind of right there. Then we're going to pop that up on the front of our card. Let me get my Teflon scissors so I can cut my pieces up. And I'm just going to put some, I don't put a lot of dimensionals on. If you're going to mail it, you might want to put some more. I know a lot of people get worried that their cards are going to get crushed in the mail, but I'm going to put that kind of up above the ribbon area a little bit. And then I have one of the banners from the card. Well, from the card kit anyway. And then we're going to just take the stamp set. There's a little tiny Mary. So I'm going to use that. Now when I did my sample here, I put them both on the block at the same time, but I think this time I'm going to try and do them separately so that I can get a better placement of where I want it. So I'm going to take my bird off. I'm going to do Christmas first because that's a little bit bigger, and I can determine where I need to put my Mary after in the space I got. So I'll put Christmas down here toward the bottom. And then I'll come in with the Mary, and I want to center it kind of up above the Christmas a little bit. So now we have Merry Christmas, and I also popped this up on the front. And then our card will be done. Oh, wait a minute. I might have put something in the inside. Let me look. I did. Where's my white piece? I know I did. I made a, I'll show you. I made a little, so we're going to put our Merry Christmas down here at the bottom, kind of below the little window frame somewhat, but not too bad. Just hangs down a little bit, but on the inside I put a white, and then I just made that with the ink. So let's go ahead and glue this on the front now. So you can take your sticky off your ribbon if you want, and that'll help keep it in place as well. You don't have to take it off. You can also use Scotch tape. Just the idea is just to tack the ribbon down. I had to look and see where the card opened because last night on my video I put it on upside down. But the Scotch tape will also work to tack your ends in place. So there's our front. Then our inside, we're going to use the stamp for the branch. This little branch. We're just going to put 2 of them down at the bottom. And we probably could try and flatten it out. But they do go kind of in opposite directions. And then I got the little circles for the berries. We'll do those in red. And I put a whole bunch of them on here just to fill in this space a little better. Okay, then to finish those off, I got my light red blender, and I'm just going to kind of come in and sort of fill in the berries, but not all the way, because we want some of them to have like a white spot on them, and they don't all show up with a white spot, so I'm just trying to make my own little white hole in there. And then we'll glue that inside. Here. All right. And there is our first alternate card to this kit.